Religious liberty and free speech winning out over wokeness after a Virginia judge reinstated a teacher who had been placed on administrative leave because he opposed the school's transgender policy. Phys ed teacher Tanner Cross telling a school board meeting last month that he wouldn't address students by their preferred pronouns because it's against his religion. And he doubled down on that position in an interview with Fox just yesterday.
I love all of my students, but I will never lie to them regardless of the consequences. I'm a teacher, but I serve God first, and I will not affirm that a biological boy can be a girl and vice versa because it's against my religion, it's lying to a child, it's abuse to a child, and it's sinning against our God.
So, Tommy, that is Tanner Cross's firmly held religious belief, but apparently articulating that's a fireable offense in Loudoun County Public Schools?
Yeah, again, I understand freedom of speech and I understand religious liberty, and I understand that this is also a complex and difficult issue. And, I'm one of those people that believes whatever you want to do, if you want to be in the LGBTQ community, if that's how you identify, have at it, be what you want to be, do what you want to do. But then on the other side of the token, you have to respect people who don't fall in line with that don't really succumb to that kind of thinking and don't really have a place in that in their heart or in their mind. And we have to be aware of that. And, this cancel culture is so one-sided. And that's the part about it, the double standard that's so infuriating. Folks and teachers can say whatever they want about Black Lives Matter. They can say whatever they want about law enforcement, about critical race theory, about white supremacy. But then you have somebody that says, hey, listen, it's against my religion to refer to young people with their preferred pronouns. And all of a sudden he's thrown under the bus. At the end of the day, I think people just want a little bit of consistency, especially when it comes to education and young people in this country.
Yeah, Leo, so the school is saying it's not his religious beliefs we have a problem with, it's that he caused a disruption, but the judge wasn't buying that.
Oh, come on, Kayla. This was a no-brainer. It was a victory for the Constitution. It was a victory for the First Amendment. Let me be very, very clear here. There is no equivalence of cancel culture with the Constitution. This man, this teacher, who I'm very proud of, articulated words that were protected by the First Amendment and his religious right. Words. And the school district is going to say he created a disruption. The court didn't buy that because they're making the false assumption that their policy has the same level of enforcement as our Constitution. It's not even close. This is a slam dunk. And you know what makes me happy about this? It will deter other school district who want to impose cancel culture on other teachers. This was a major victory for the rule of law and for our Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land.
I love how you said that. The Constitution will win out over cancel culture. That is so well said, Leo. Emily, though, this was a temporary restraining order, and what that means is as of December 31st, unless there's further action, he could still lose his job.
Well, until another order precedes it, yeah. So for viewers, an injunction either requires action or it stops it. And when the issue is a constitutional right, then the judge essentially goes through an analysis that includes whether the petitioner is likely to succeed at trial, whether it's in the public interest that the action either continues or doesn't, and also whether that initial decision, that again, the issue that it's circling around, whether it already impedes his constitutional rights. And here, the judge found in his favor, in that teacher's favor, on all three. And he specifically said this order, yes, will expire on December 31st, but when an order precedes it. So I have no doubt that he will not lose his job because the injunction can just be then reinstated if it really comes down to that 11th hour and there isn't a superseding order at that time.
Yes, and Harris, I want to get to you to put a button on this, but really quick, Emily, if we could, what is the status of religious liberty generally in our courts today with all of the new Trump judges that we have?
Thankfully, it's a cause for hope. And this was First Amendment. But on the basis of free exercise, we've seen a whole host of decisions coming out of the United States Supreme Court and other circuits that really reinforce it and push back on government encroachment. Everything from Little Sisters of the Poor, where religious employers do not have to have their health insurance include contraception and the like if it goes against their religious beliefs. Religious schools do not have to hire teachers that don't hold firm and to their faith of the school. We've also had resounding, repeated knocking back against government overreach. For example, in the state of California, when the lockdown policies would hold different restrictions for secular activities, gyms and tanning salons could be open, and yet people couldn't worship inside. Again and again, the Supreme Court struck that down. And out of the Sixth Circuit, religious schools who sued against the health department, closing all the schools, including them, and trying to say, oh, you guys can just have your religious ceremonies and your lessons on the side. The judges said you cannot sever religious learning from faith. Their resounding victory. And final point on that, the district, quote, didn't even have an argument against the strict scrutiny. So the government knows quite well when it's encroaching.
Wow, a slew of victories. Harris, your thoughts?
Well, you know, this topic is far too important to lose sight of the children in all of this. And what I would hope is if we are going to put new words into the vernacular and make everybody else live by them and cancel those who are coming up to speed or find that they don't believe in those words, then we're really going to have to ready our children for what's next. So let's give our first names and let's get to know each other based on who we are rather than what we are. And there won't be so much confusion. And what I would say about that teacher is, what an eye-opening revelation. The Word of God, which is what he's saying, which exists with freedom of religion in the Constitution, Leo, the school district is making the decision that the Word of God is not more important than the Word of man. We need to have a broader conversation about that with society, because I don't know if I want that school district or any other to decide that for me as an American.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.